I sat on the edge of my bed, staring blankly at the text from my cousin Rachel. Real. Meeting at Uncle Mark S. for Grandma S. We'll reading tomorrow at 3. Just so you know, you're not invited. Like I was some outsider. I dropped the phone on the bed, pressed my palms into my eyes, and just sat there, breathing. Like I hadn't spent every Sunday of my childhood on Grandma Helen's porch, swinging beside her with a glass of lemonade in hand. That was the word they'd used. I heard it weeks ago, when I showed up to one of our last family dinners. Aunt Debbie whispered it behind her glass of wine. She didn't think I heard, but I did. I wasn't formally informed, but I would like to know if I was named in any way or if my presence is required. She's just so ungrateful. Grandma did so much for her, and she can't even keep a job. That one stung, especially since they never asked why I left my last job, or how hard it had been, balancing shifts and caring for Grandma at the same time. Like I was in T, the one who sat with her every night at the hospital, when the rest of them were too busy. Like I didn't matter. No punctuation, no explanation, just cold dismissal. I reread it 3 times, thinking maybe I missed a word, maybe I misunderstood something. But no, it was exactly what it looked like. Excluded. I could feel that familiar lump rise in my throat, the one I'd gotten really good at swallowing ever since Mom started calling me too sensitive at 13. Grandma's attorney, Mr. Lawson, had always been kind to me. He used to smile at me warmly whenever we'd bump into him at the hospital or at family gatherings. I decided to email him, not to beg, not to demand, just to ask. Ungrateful. But sure, I was the ungrateful one. Still, something in me wouldn't let it rest. I hadn't heard a word from the lawyer. Dear Mr. Lawson, to my son Markai, leave my husband's war medals and my piano. I hope you're well. I understand there is a will reading scheduled for Grandma Helen. Sincerely, Emily James. Simple, polite. I hit send before I could overthink it. Debbie gasped audibly. Rachel's jaw dropped so hard I thought it might unhinge. Uncle Mark stammered something under his breath, something about fairness, about confusion. He handed me an envelope. My hands shook as I took it. The next morning I woke up to his reply. Dear Emily, I'm sorry they tried to shut you out. I never saw what I saw in you. Yes, your presence is not only required, but essential. Please arrive at 2:45 p.m. sharp. Do not inform anyone else. Warm regards, and never let anyone make you feel small again. Thomas Lawson. Essential. That word lit something in me. Not hope exactly, but curiosity. I didn't know what he meant, but I knew one thing: I was going. You gave me dignity when my body was failing. You never made me feel like a burden. I watched how they treated you, how they whispered when you walked away, and it broke my heart. They don't deserve what you gave me. When I arrived, the room went quiet. Every pair of eyes turned to me with shock, irritation, or flat-out disdain. Uncle Mark frowned. Aunt Debbie looked like she'd just swallowed a lemon. Rachel rolled her eyes dramatically. I thought we made it clear, Aunt Debbie hissed under her breath, standing up from the couch like she might actually block my way. This isn't for you. I didn't say a word. I just looked at Mr. Lawson, who stood near the fireplace with a thick folder in hand. He gave me a firm nod. She's here at my request, he said, calm but firm. Please, everyone take a seat. I sat on the very edge of the only empty armchair left, barely breathing, while everyone else stewed in their silent judgment. She revised this will 2 months before her passing, with full cognitive evaluations on file. Mr. Lawson cleared his throat. Helen James, your mother, grandmother, aunt, entrusted me with her final wishes. She was quite clear about her intentions, and before I begin, I want to emphasize that everything written in her will is legally binding and reflects her desires to the letter. I braced myself. Here it comes, I thought. A token trinket, maybe. A recipe book. Something sentimental, but not valuable. Mr. Lawson flipped through the pages slowly. To my daughter Debbie, I leave my collection of antique dolls and the family silver. They all nodded, smugly satisfied. Then he paused and looked straight at me. To my granddaughter Emily, who showed me unwavering kindness when I had nothing left to give, who sat with me, listened to me, and loved me without expectation. Leave my house, my savings account, and all remaining assets. Totaling approximately $480,000, I blinked. My ears rang. The silence in the room was deafening. It felt like every molecule of air had been sucked out. I couldn't move. Mr. Lawson continued, unfazed. She instructed me to deliver this personally to Emily. Inside, there was a single handwritten letter, folded neatly. My dearest Emily, if you're reading this, then they finally let you in the room more. Maybe you insisted, like I always hoped you would. You were my light, my comfort, and my friend. That's why I've given what I can to you. Use it well. Build a life that makes you happy. Love always. Grandma Helen. I read it twice before folding it back, holding it to my chest like a shield. Aunt Debbie exploded first. This has to be a mistake. She wasn't in her right mind. She was sharp as a tack. Mr. Lawson interrupted calmly. She manipulated her, Rachel shouted. I didn't manipulate anyone, I said quietly, finally finding my voice. I just loved her. For once, I didn't care who believed me. The room was boiling with silence, the kind of tension you could physically feel pressing into your skin. I sat still, the envelope in my lap. Grandma's words echoing in my head over and over again. They deserve what you gave me. Uncle Mark was pacing now, muttering something about lawyers and contesting wills. Rachel had her arms crossed, jaw clenched so tight her cheeks trembled. Aunt Debbie just sat with her eyes fixed on the fireplace like it could explain everything for her. The same cousin who used to braid my hair at sleepovers. The same girl who, at age 10, cried when I scraped my knee and kissed it better like we were sisters. We have lives, Emily. Careers, kids, responsibilities. And me, I didn't know how to feel. Grateful? Yes. Overwhelmed? Absolutely. But mostly, exhausted. Because she knew none of you really showed up unless there were cameras or casseroles involved. You were playing the long game, the loyal little nursemaid act. You manipulated her into this. They just stared at me as if I'd taken something from them. But I didn't. They gave it away long before the ink was dry. Tired of having to defend the love I gave freely? The faint scent of her lavender lotion still clung to the armrest of her recliner. Her reading glasses were still on the coffee table, exactly where she'd left them. It felt like she was still here. But I didn't care anymore. They needed to hear it. I needed to say it. I was tired of pretending their judgment didn't cut deeper than it should. I was thinking about how, in the end, she saw me. She believed me. She gave me more than assets. She gave me proof that I wasn't crazy, or dramatic, or ungrateful. I was enough. Just as I was. I knew it. Rachel finally snapped, pointing a perfectly manicured finger at me. I didn't answer right away. I looked at her. Really looked at her. Do you hear yourself? I said quietly. She was your grandmother too? You could have been there. She wanted you to be there. Don't put this on us, Aunt Debbie barked, standing now. All of this is understandably emotional, he said, calmly folding his papers, but the will is final. Unless someone has legitimate legal grounds, which I highly doubt, there's nothing to dispute. And I didn't. My voice cracked. Before I could stop it, I gave up a promotion to be there with her. I worked nights, ate microwave meals for a year, and sometimes slept on the floor next to her bed just so she wouldn't be alone. I could feel my hands trembling now, my voice tight and on the edge of breaking. She didn't give me this because I asked for it. She gave it to me because she saw me. Mr. Lawson stepped in, maybe sensing the powder keg about to ignite. They didn't say another word. Back at home, I sat alone in Grandma's house, my house now, and breathed it all in. And maybe, in some ways, she was. I wasn't thinking about the money, not the savings, not even the house. That was the real inheritance. No one could take that away.